Hey everybody, hop into my kitchen, including all the cultists, including all you former Scientologists. Today we are going to be making potato pancakes and banana bread. So let's just get started. So we have our potatoes. We're gonna need 3 potatoes. Of course, I'm gonna use all 4 of them because I had one left and I'm like, you know what? I must just use it. And 1/3 cup of flour. Two teaspoons of flax seeds. 1/3 pepper. So, okay. And then for the banana bread, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, 5 1/4 tablespoons of water, 2 bananas mashed, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup plant-based milk, but if you don't have it, you can use water. I'm out of milk, so doesn't matter. And 2 1/4 cup of flour, 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Let's go in and get it. Now, we're also going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Word has it, I saw it directly on YouTube. According to Dan Walks LA, word has it that the building that Applied Scholastics in is up for sale. So, do they actually help a child? You know what? Since they treat a child like an adult, probably not. And at the Delta Academy, they would be a labor camp for kids. So I doubt that Applied Scholastic and oh boy. And learn anything? Well, a little bit. As far as I know, as far as I hear, yes. Is it a best place for kids to go? No. It's not a good place for kids to go since they have slave labors for those kids. So please, parents, do not join Scientology. It doesn't do much for you or your family, and their schools do nothing for your kids. And of course, Laura FM went to that school. Serge DeMar, any kid that had to do with any Scientology, they would go to school. Laura FM, Jenna Miscavige, Liz, Dail, and who else? Liz Ferris, Nora, I think. No, she went to a regular high school. I think Liz Ferris. I don't know if Liz Ferris goes. Maybe I never should have mentioned her name right there. And yeah, it's just the worst thing they can go to. The worst schools you can go to. Did Leah Remini go there? You know what? I don't know. But yeah. She was in the Sea Org. Was she educated? Well, all right. Okay, turn this up a little more. Okay, so I have all 4 potatoes, and I got this from the other day. We're going to actually, no, I'm going to cut them now so I won't have a hard time actually getting it out of the pot because it would be so hot. So let me get a knife to work and check it out. But I checked this situation out. So whenever it was in the 30s and 40s, where the father, who was the breadwinner, would die, the boys had to be pulled out of school to be put to work. That's what it was like in the 30s and 40s. What is it like today? I don't know. Because when his father died, my father said it was a labor camp. Or no, it was a concentration camp. Only difference is they were working, I don't know. But in Scientology's case, it was a labor camp. Was it a labor camp that he was put in? That I don't know. I don't know if he mentioned it at all because he told his story years ago with me. And so my parents were born in Turkey. And that's what my father, 1866, I believe. I think that's the date. When slavery ended and they got set free, it was in law. No one would ever dream that it would happen now. And yeah, it's just real bad. You don't expect it to happen here, but it does. It hasn't happened. Well, it started up again with L. Ron Hubbard. And of course, did it happen with all the other kids in the neighborhood? In each and every neighborhood in the 50s? Geez. You know what? I don't know. And then we're going to stick all this in here, in the pot. Yeah, you just don't expect this to happen in years. Now, David Miscavige and Tom Cruise are the modern day slave owners. And Miscavige actually brought him his slave labor and gave it to him. And Tom had it ever since, according to Aaron Smith Levin. And okay. Yeah, it's really going off, so I'll hurry up and cut this. All right. Now I hope and I got the. And Tom continues to traffic his household staff as slaves, and Scientology pays him $47. And according to Natalie Webster, Tom doesn't want to pay for them. He doesn't want to pay them. So I believe her, because you heard all his rants at his movie sets. He actually went into a tyrant. He yelled at people left and right, and it sounded really bad. Now, this is one of the reasons why I don't want to work behind the scenes, is because of people like that, because I don't want to be out of the job. So I decided to apply my theories together. So I started writing and creating, and now since Scientology doesn't believe in psychiatry and thinks there's no such thing as mental illness and don't want to acknowledge mental illness, I decided this is the perfect avenue for me to go. So then one day I just decided to actually advocate for everybody in Scientology who has a mental illness, and advocate for animals, because the animals were the main reasons why I got in. And then I actually found out they were completely against psychiatry. I actually thought that they were former psychiatrists that was helping them. That is not the case. They're against them completely, and they also are against any kind of drugs, especially medications that could help our ailments, help curb a mental illness. Because guess what? I'm on medication. I'm fine. I never once experienced any of their claims. So if you have a mental illness, don't listen to Scientology. They don't know what they're talking about, and neither does David Miscavige. And then at the end of L. Ron Hubbard's life, he actually took medication for his schizophrenia. So he was a huge hypocrite. He actually hid it from everybody. So we're going to put in our potatoes now. Okay. And let it rip. So now I'm ready to make my banana bread. So I forgot to pull out the banana bread pan. So let me get it. We're going to grab out my coffee grinder. Here we go. Plug this in. So now I'm going to wipe this off with a paper towel. Now, cooking is an everyday necessity that we have to have. Oh, boy. Breakfast, and there's lunch, and there's dinner. So do I love to cook? I think it's okay. And it's a basic necessity that you need to actually survive every day, because you need fuel to jumpstart your your day. Your nuts. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. It's done. All right. There was coffee in there this morning, so all right. All right. So I'm not going to be using a food processor. I'll be using a fork. I'm going to try using the pastry blender. Okay, so peel the potatoes. Peel the bananas. Put them in. Peel. Put it in. And this will help you get rid of all your old bananas, because guess what? You can't no longer throw away food away as much. Now me, I try to actually use my food before throwing it away. If I actually do it wrong, I turn it into something else. But if it burns and it's a lost cause, yes, I toss it. You know what? I'm going to get my fork. I think I'll use both at the same time. Okay. Now, is this my most favorite? Well, I don't really think so. But however, I think, okay, now, yeah, I have a sweet tooth, but I don't know what I like. So, I love the ice cream. And I made it I think it was about 2 months ago. And it was great. I will make it again starting in June, since summer would be fast approaching. Okay, so here we go. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to use my fork. I didn't want to use my food processor, and I did use it on bananas before. Okay, so now I'm going to mash it up so that you can just... Okay. Now, what else is going on? Yeah, so I started write my own material and advocating for not only animals, but for every child, every man, every woman that's there who has mental illness and trauma, to get mental health care as soon as they exit Scientology. And does an animal have mental illness? Well, it's always possible, since they have feelings similar to a human's when they cry, when they feel. So I would think so. And I'm also planning an outside activity as soon as I get my crew. Okay. And I forgot to perform one of my tasks today, my Scientology project. Why do I even bother? Got to turn off my cell phone again. So, and I do got my base makeup on, so guess what? I'm good. Thought I was going to end up looking like Jack Nicholson again, but earlier I was fine. Okay. Over, so I'm going to keep on mashing my not potatoes, my bananas. Okay. And that's what I wanted to do. Am I going to protest? Earlier, I said, at the moment, I'm going to have to say no because it's not healthy for me to have anyone follow me home. So it's going to affect me profoundly if I choose. But in the future, if I have anywhere between 1,000 and 5,000 advocates with me, my biggest thing is advocating for animal rights. So when I actually have that huge group, then yes. But however, if PETA decides to go ahead forward and protest against Scientology for the mistreatment of animals, I'll attend. But I think I did tell them that there are an extreme group and they are capable with hurting people. So I don't know whether I mentioned it or not. Okay, so all right, there we go. That's the 2 bananas. Okay. Now we need 5 tablespoons of water. So let me get this. Now, where's my tablespoon? Okay. Five and 1/4. Third. This is 1/2, 1/3. Okay, there's the 1/4. All right, so dump this. All right, so now I haven't actually yet did my laundry. I should start, but I've been so lazy. So, okay, so then it's back there. And now we're going to stir. Hold on. Yeah. And, okay, plant-based milk. I'm going to use my plant-based creamer. I think I'll use the hazelnut. So, have another taste in there. Now, I am going to use 2.5 teaspoons of flax seeds. All right, so now I'm going to grind it up in this coffee grinder. So you can use your coffee grinder to grind your flax seeds. If you don't have a coffee grinder, buy it in powder form. It'll be okay. So 1, 2, and a half. There. All right. So it's grounded up. I'm going to take the spoon and then mix it all around. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. All right, so here we go. Now, I'm hoping that I got to put on live chat and see if anyone will come on. All right. Yeah, I forgot to put on the live chat, but I did put on public 10 minutes before I came on, or 15 minutes before I came on, whatever. All right. So, okay. And there we go. The flax seeds are in there. So, and yeah, firsthand, I found out that the building that had the Applied Scholastic is up for sale, according to Dan Walks LA. One of the world's most cutest gay guys, let me tell you. He is just adorable. Now, I'm not trying to chase after him, but guess what, ladies? He is taken by other men. We have no shot at him. So, okay. Now, we're going to put this back with. All right. Now, every one of you who came out of Scientology. Now, I don't have the information here since I switched up computers. So, I will get to it, but they're in all my other shows, so you can check them out. Okay. Now, please get your mental health checked. Even if you're not a Scientologist and you know something's wrong and other people pointed it out to you, get your mental health checked. Please be a friend to yourself and get that care you need. Okay? And it's not about cramming anything down anybody's throat. If Scientology's open their big mouth while watching it, so you know nothing. So get your mind off it. So, yeah, they're not in the position to actually tell anybody anything. They haven't gone to medical school. They never went to, no. They're not in any position to be saying anything. So, and they're the people who are against regular medications besides the street drugs or the drugs that have been stolen. The one that's been prescribed by the doctor, they're against. Because guess what? They cut off Tori Crispin's medication for epilepsy. Nearly. And her mother told her that she was going to go down there and tell them what they thought. And you know what? I would say from above, Tori Crispin's mother, you did a good thing. So, all right. So now they're mashed. A half a cup of sugar, even though this is really sweet. So and it's actually thicker than the regular sugar, but it's better for you. So I'm just, you know what? It's 1/2 cup sugar, but you know what? I'm going to put 1/3 since the bananas in there are sweetened just by ripening up and had a brown look to it. So now we're going to stir it up again. So I'm only going to put 1/3. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. So the natural ground sugar is actually better for you than the regular ones where they end up using bleach. So this is a lot better. All right. The live chat is open, guys, so you can go in. All right. And then 1/3 cup of plant-based milk. I'm out of the plant-based milk, but I got plant-based creamer, so I'm going to use that. Not my other creamer, oat creamer. Okay, so there it is. All right. So if you, I'm trying it out. So we should be creative, not restrictive. So it's 1/3, and I only got 1/4. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, there we go. Okay. Now we're going to mix it around. Oh, I forgot to put the oven on. And let me get these out. Let's see. Got the plant-based milk in there. And then 1/4 salt. Do I actually want to put it in? Well, nah, I don't want to. You know what? Maybe. So we'll just season it a little bit. But I decided to only put 1/4, although I'm going to put a pinch. Well, you know what? Since I don't see the 1/4 on me, I'm just not going to put it at all. But if you want to actually use the 1/4, go ahead. If you don't have the 1/4 teaspoon, just put a pinch in there. So, okay, mix this up again. All right, and then we're going to put 1/3 teaspoon of nutmeg. All right, there we go. So I put the 1/4 in there. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of vanilla, even though I did not write it down. So 1 teaspoon vanilla, if I can find it. Yep, here's my teaspoon. Okay, there we go. Now, growing up, my mother never actually put teaspoon of vanilla, but if I brought it up and they had it, she would say, okay, let's put it in. But I never actually saw her put vanilla in there. Now, mix it up again. And Then we're going to put 2 cups, 1/4 of flour. So let's do it. Now, being in the kitchen with you guys and at my crafts table with you guys, it just makes my life complete. And I mean, in the past, I only was in the kitchen about maybe 2 of those times, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But I've been in the kitchen a little. So let's stir this up. Should I add the 1/4 in? Let's see here. Yeah, no, I'm not going to add the 1/4 in. Just looks like, yeah, it's too thick. So it looks like the regular sandwich bread, but no, I'm going to put in, let's see. Okay. Another 1/3. Another 1/3 oat milk. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little over, so we're just going to pour a little out. Okay, just a little more. Okay, there. Going into the kitchen with you guys. I am a bit of a daredevil when it comes to that. So, all right. Now it looks like it's okay. I think so. Let's see. All right. All right. Just put like 2/3. Yeah, it's different when you use creamer, but you know what? Why not give it a shot? Because that's all I got. Okay, so let me see, and it looks like it's going to be okay this way. All right, so now we're going to stir it up. Okay, bread. So. Okay. Okay. Now, starting in April, I am gonna go on a baking spree for Easter. The springtime celebration. I'll be baking but the next 3 weeks I'll be baking along with cooking. So you guys join me then. Okay? So, yes, and I'm going to make baklava in Thanksgiving. So, all right. So I'm just going to put in 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1/4. Can't find the 1/4, so I'm just going to use the 1/3, half of the 1/3. So it will be okay. So Now, put this there. Now I'm going to grab this. The bread pan. So I'm going to grab out the cooking spray or bacon spray, whatever, and spray it. And guess what, everybody? This with the set, I have two matching sets, but I'm missing all the others. They are collectibles, and guess what? It's actually worth money now, since it's about 50. It came up in the 60s, 50s. It's now a collector's item, and it's collectible, and it's worth, yeah, it's as maybe old as I am, maybe a little older as I am. You can cash in on it now, but do I want to cash in on it? Not really, because first of all, I'm missing the lid off the other thing, the casserole dish. And this one, I got the lid for this one. But however, I really don't think I'm going to actually give it up. Unless for some reason I really need it. But no, I want to keep it. And it's a piece of my childhood that I remember. Okay, so let's spray it. Okay. All right, now I'm going to mix it since. All right. All right. There we go. All righty. Now, it's great to actually be in the kitchen with you guys. I love it. So please get your friends on to click on. And my live chat is on. And if you want to go on, go ahead. But am I doing something wrong? You know what? I probably am. So let's spray this onto the bacon pan. There. All right, so now I'm going to pour this in. Oh, darn. I didn't really. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to let it preheat while I'm mixing it. And this might be almost done. So I'm going to let it cook a little more. All right, now pour this in. Yeah, it was a hard thing when I didn't have the plant-based milk, but I used the creamer, and I want to see how it came out. Now, I've been creative my entire life, and I figured, you know what? Let me try the vegan creamer. So I did that. And I mean, it came out okay. So I think it's good. So yeah, it says put in 1/3, but I would put in possibly 1 cup. But No, 2/3. Put in 2/3. So I'm sorry I'm being vague with you, everybody. So now, and oh boy, when I was, this is almost scraped clean. And it reminds me of my childhood when me and my brother actually wanted to lick the bowl. We never got a chance to, because guess what? My mother was good at wiping it clean, so we never even got a chance to actually lick the bowl. So it is great. Now, guess what? Scooter Mom featured me on her channel. And this was maybe a week or two ago. So, okay. Now, all right. This is so cool. This bowl really reminds me of my childhood. Okay. There. Now, we're going to wait until the oven is actually ready to bake. It's preheating now. So I'm going to cast this off the side for now. And now I'm going to check on my potatoes. We're making potato pancakes today. So, all right. Need a glass of water. So let's see here. All right. Now, pour this out. Now let's see here. Is it ready? Now I would think so. So let me see here. Yes, it's ready to go. So I'm going to pour the water out and stand right here since my head is getting cut off there. So, all right. All right. Now, let's, oh, darn it. You know what? I accidentally dumped my big, or no, you know what? I'm going to use this. So I could actually pour this in. All right. Now, okay. Oh, darn it. I'll just put it in this now. So guess what? I'm going to whip up the potatoes a little bit with a mixer. Let me get it. here we go. So we got this. Let me see here. Oh, yes. All right. Now, guess what? We're going to mix it up. Let me get a pan. Oh, wait. No, I'll wait. So we're going to mix this up with the, oh my gosh, I forgot to plug it in. How you like that? So let me plug this in. Alrighty. Now we're going to whip up the potatoes a little bit. So it's been in the oven, in cooking on the stovetop for, I think, 35 minutes, I think. So we're gonna, little by little, and then we have 1/3 cup of flour. So I am definitely careful in what I'm doing. So, all right, the banana bread is ready to go in. So here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to mix it up. You know, guys, I have so much leftovers from all the cooking segment that I have. It's just unbelievable. So, all right, so here we go. Now we're going to add our flax seeds, 2 teaspoons. So let me get my coffee grinder. And if you're not a vegan or a vegetarian, I understand you can use about maybe 1 egg, because I think that's the 2 teaspoons. It's 1 tablespoon of flax seeds, which equals to 1 egg. Okay. Now, I'm not the type that crams anything down anyone's throat. So here we go. And it's 2 teaspoons. Okay, get this. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, right. Close this up. Now, I am a vegetarian, most definitely. I'm trying to be a vegan because one day at my doctor's office, my cholesterol went up a little bit. And it made a difference of me cutting off the eggs altogether and substituting for tofu, like omelet or quiche. I actually use tofu. So here we go. All right, there we go. I'm going to put the flax seeds in. And I have now I am going to credit for vegetarianism for keeping at least half my weight off. Let's face it, I got a belly. So, and I've been a vegetarian since I was 18. So I am going to give it credit. All right, so now I'm going to unplug this. Put this away. Right. This. All right. I'm going to put this on the heat. All right, and then I'm going to need 1 teaspoon of garlic minced. Okay. Okay. But if you want more, go ahead, but don't put no more than 3 teaspoons because you'll end up sticking and you don't want that. So 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. You know what? I'm going to put in a 2nd teaspoon because I just love garlic. So, and remember to actually definitely make sure you wash it. Just because this is dry, don't mean it doesn't need to be washed. Garlic spreads all over the place. It even spreads all over a sponge, all over the counter. Make sure you wash it anyway. So I am going to throw it in there. Okay. Then I am going to put 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If I can find it. Let's see. All right, I guess I have to put half the 1/3 in. So, all right. 1/3. Ah, there it is. So I'll just put 1/3 of it in. Half the 1/3 in. Okay. All right. All right. There we go. And now we're going to put 1/3 teaspoon of pepper. So, here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. Now, and then we're going to put 1/3 cup of flour afterwards. Okay. Now I'm really going to whip this up, so make sure you whip it up. And it is just so great. Whip it. into shape. Shake it up. Okay. I'm sorry I forgot to put the live chat on, everybody. But yeah, now it's on. And okay. Now I have been working hard on each and every live I did. I had all my notes, everything ready for my lives. Okay. All right, here we go. We're mixing it up. Is it going to be soupy? You know what? I hope so. You know what? I have to put this aside for now. I don't want. This is going to be whipped up really well. That's what I want. Now, am I going to put the non-dairy cream in? No, not really. So I'm going to keep on whipping it. Should I put in a little bit of water? Let me see here. Okay. Okay. Now, I called for 3 large potatoes, but I had 1 potato left, so I put in 4 instead because I didn't want it to actually rot and have it damage this earth. So I decided to actually put it in with the rest. Okay, and I used the one that I had the previous day because it called in the other recipe, it called for a pound, but it was a little over since the potatoes were big. Now put very, very little flour in here. So I'm going to make sure it's actually soupy. So let's go. There. All right. Okay. Now what else is up? Yeah. Ran into Dan Walks LA. And of course, you all know people with disabilities who are in Scientology are looking from the outside and looking in from the outside, and they just don't think they can do anything. So they want to make everybody else that could do whatever it is without being slow or in a wheelchair who needs help. L. Ron Hubbard never really officially cared. So So that did it. And he wanted to make the able more able. They don't look after the homeless. They don't care. And as you recall, Laura, according to Aaron Smith Levin's brother, is homeless because of Scientology. Now, they might think we're rough on them, but you know what? They're rough on other people. So what goes around comes around. Go. So now we're going to put in just a little bit of water. So, and with person with bipolar and ADHD, I really found it very offensive that L. Ron Hubbard thought that way of people with disabilities. So, okay. Don't have plant-based milk. You can use water, even though I didn't put it in the recipe. It's actually thick, so let's put it in. And yeah, of course, this is vegan. So you want to put the other ones in, like I described. 1 tablespoon of flax seeds is equal to 1 egg. So I can't shove things down people's throats. I mean, people have a right to do whatever they want. So every 1 tablespoon would be 1 egg. Me, I'm using flax. Oh, this is perfect, everybody. It's great. All right. And it's just real sad that there are people out there who are so cruel and so thoughtless that they would think less. I mean, they think other people are less of a person just because they have their imperfections. So it's there. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to put 1/3 cup of flour in. Just 1/3. Don't go any farther than 1/3. So is it going to stiffen up? Let's see if it does. So just put 1/3. Now, guess what, everybody? I am going to start another channel for kids and families. And it's going to have a history of books, children's books, and other fun packs. Stuff for kids from the ages of infancy till the age of 18. Yeah, it's completely for kids. Or I can just have it one for small children and one for teenagers. So adult-like content is not proper for any of those kids. So I am going to come up with a better solution for those kids, which is a channel devoted to kids. All right. So I will start that as soon as I'm able to. All right. All right. There we go. And now I'm still working on the project where I made a phone call, but I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want you to know who to actually go jump ahead of the next person. Oh, good. All right. Okay, now I'm going to. All right, so now I'm going to put this in. Yeah, it's really stiff. I'm going to pull this down. And then blend it a little bit more. Now, if you got leftover mashed potatoes, guess what? You can use that too. And then follow the recipes. All right, that should be it. Because my potatoes are just flying everywhere. So I'm going to take this off. Now, how is it going to turn out? We'll just check it out and see. Oh, yeah, right. All right, there we go. So we're going to put this away. All right. Now, I'm going to spray this pan and start making my potato pancakes. There we go. All right, now I'm going to mix it up. Okay, I'm going to have it to medium to high. So let me get my flipper or spatula. All right, and here it is. I'm going to be using this one since it looks like it's going to be now now let me get a spoon. Spoon it out like so. Okay. Now Is it a lot like Larka? No, because Larka actually okay. Now we're gonna spoon this out. All right. So there we go. And we're gonna there. All right. All right, there we go. We got that in there. All right, so then, oh geez, oh boy. So, okay, we'll just do this. It just ruined as soon as I actually. Okay, hopefully this will stay. Oh boy. Am I going to put any more flour in there? Probably not, since it's already stiff. If I can't flip it over, then yes, most likely I'll put in another 1/3 cup of flour. So, okay. So we're gonna let that cook. And we're gonna put it in this pan or plate. Now we're gonna put this away. I'm gonna put those away. Whoa, what a day. Okay. Now guys, guess what? I am gonna have my own business, and since I'm not in the position of donating anything to the Aftermath Foundation or the SPTV Foundation, I'm gonna make one half going to me and the other half going to the SPTV Foundation, and PETA, if I make enough of what I have. If not, then yeah. Okay. So now let's see here. All right. Close. All right. So maybe I better put in a little bit more flour in there. So put a little bit more, 1/3 in there. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Alrighty. So is it going to turn out the right way? Let's see here. Maybe just let me look. Is it going to actually flip right over? Not that bad. No, well, you know what? I'll just put a little bit more flour in there. So that should be it. And I'm going to stir it up. Alrighty, there. Alrighty. Now this whole thing is vegan. So, like I said, I hope you guys didn't find me so boring. So, all right. Let's stir it up. Now, I love these new spoons. I mean, it's the modern day spatula, and it is just wicked good. Okay, so. All right. So there it is. Okay. Alrighty. Now, when L. Ron Hubbard was around, he sounded like he actually thought people was less of a person. He was very abusive towards his wives. One of them actually, he was trying to abort the baby himself by tearing the baby out, or he managed to actually get it out. If not, then thank God. And if he didn't pull the baby out, oh my gosh, thank God he did it. And alrighty. Okay, this is stiff enough. So, all right, now, here we go. And he was very abusive towards all four of his wives. He only claimed 3 of them, but didn't claim the 4th. And he never took care of anybody with mental or physical disabilities. He also never helped the homeless. So he was just a thoughtless person. And up to today, they still don't help them. So it's just unbelievable what people do. They're just thoughtless. And the only time they do that is if they feel it best benefits them. Otherwise, they're not going to do it. So it's really bad. So wow. I am just on air today, and because guess what? I have 1,688K. So all of you who turned into me, thank you very much, even though you wanted to see the dog more than me. So I had another idea. This can go there. All right. And while I'm actually waiting for each and every one of them to cook, I'm going to show you my zucchini lasagna from yesterday. Let me get it. And here we are. This is the zucchini lasagna. All right, now I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator. Okay, now if you, let me see. I used tofu in place of regatta cheese so they can have the less of the extra oil in there and it's cruelty free. So you just put it in the food processor, all 36 ounces of it, or all 1 pound of it, whatever. And then just use the zucchini, the eggplant. You can use either eggplant or zucchini in it. So I didn't have enough for it, so I did the best I could, and it was just amazing. And this week, and I will be making manikai with the tofu. And if you put the tofu in the food processor and have it, okay. All right, there we go. All right, thank God I actually put more flour in there. So now I am going to put more in there. Now I'm going to grab a fork, and it looks like I'm going to have to ply it. All right, so I'm going to, get the fork in there. All right. All right. And let's see. It's just been an unusual day with me. I love being with you guys more than anything. All 1,688 of you. But you wanted to see my dog more? Is that dog mine? Officially? No. I don't have any pets. So, okay, now we're going to let that sit, and I'm going to just put more into it, and I'm going to take a fork. Just take a fork and pat it down so it can actually officially look like a pancake. Now, what does this taste like? Yeah. All right. It was a little wet in there, so I put a little more flour in there. Let's see what it's going to turn out to look like when you put in the flour. So, okay. Let's see here. Okay. So it's mid to low. Wow. And yeah, and wow. So today I think Dan Walks LA had a usual walk, because guess what? No one's no longer going into the test center anymore. And if they do, they would think, oh, you know what? Let's make them look like a laughingstock and go in anyway. And let's just get the pleasure out of making then look horrible like they made everybody else feel. So now the test center is empty, and now almost every building, not almost every building here in America is just empty. Other than the building on L1 Hubbard Way is really less, and that Clearwater is actually where most likely where all the Scientologists would go, like California. But everywhere else is falls short. Here in Ohio, there are only 13 Scientologists left here. Now, if there was 10 million, like Miscavige says, they should at least have a couple of thousand here, maybe 1,000, if that was the case. But no, it's not. There's only 13 here in the state of Ohio. Boston, I'm not sure. Chicago, I'm not sure. But they don't have the numbers that David Miscavige claims that they have. In fact, according to Aaron Smith-Levin, Scientology has no idea how many members they have. Well, okay. All right, we're almost there. And of course, they use the brainwashing technique, and if you look at the celebrities, they would have bags under their eyes and have a glazed look in their eyes. And is it healthy? No way. They be half-brained. And if you checked out Kirstie Alley before she passed away, she had bags under her eyes. And now that she passed away, due to Scientology's introspection rundown, where she has a high dose of niacin, and then sit in the sauna for 5 hours. You can't sit in the sauna. You can't sit in a sauna for 5 hours. You'll get dehydrated. But that's what the Scientologists do. Flip it over. Yep, there it is. It flipped right over. So put like, let's see. About maybe 2/3 of a cup of flowers, 2 of the 1/3. It'll be 2/3. Okay. Oh, this is just incredible. After I put another 1/3 in, this is what it looks like. And what am I going to do with it? I think eventually I'm going to put ketchup on mine. Oh boy, this banana bread is really rising. It's unbelievable. And wow. And come on, everybody, go into the chat. It's open to anyone. And I'm sorry, I actually forgot to put the live on. So, come on, everybody. Join us. Join me. But thank you for popping in and out, mods. It's great. All 7 of you. Great. So, but thank you. Thank you very much for checking in on me. Okay. Now this one is, these are just a little bit soupy, but since I put the extra 1/3 in, it's fine. And whew, well, do I worry about my niece being out there where Scientology is in Chicago? A little bit. But I don't think she's anywhere near where Scientology is. So I'm good with it. I'm fine. Just as long as she's not anywhere near the test center. And this weekend I got her shower. I am just so excited. Is she going to get? Yeah, she is just a wonderful girl with a very wonderful groom to be. And I hope they really enjoy their lives together. So, life together. Anyhow, I never had those things. Why? I don't know if it's me having a bad experience or my brother or sister-in-law who didn't want me to get married. So I'm sorry, everybody, that I bored you to death. All right. All right, this is really very good. So turn it over on both sides. Okay. Now it's almost done. All right. Okay. Now, okay, what else is there? You know what? I'm almost, well, I still got this, so. All right. All righty. This is definitely done. All right, it's done. Definitely done. See? And do you really need a knife to eat it? I don't think so, because they're a little soft. So, want to put ketchup on it? That'll be a little gross, but if you want to, go ahead. So, now we're going to put the next batch in. Alrighty. Now we're going to pat this down. Alrighty, there we go. And it's going to be totally flat. Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to let that cook, and then I'm going to put another in there. Wow, it's just incredible. And now, years ago, when L. Ron Hubbard first had Dianetics, there were, I think, at least maybe anywhere between 200,000 or maybe 300,000. I'll look that up. And today, according to the census, they have members from, it's 20 to 55,000 members. They don't have the 10 million they claim they have. So it's just, now I'm running out of subjects to talk about, and I don't want it to go dead, so I don't want dead air. So let me think. Now, it is just great that everybody's being aware and we have a team, a movement that is giving awareness to Scientology's criminal activities. Now, Tom Cruise, Jenna Elfman, John Travolta, Jim Carrey. Now, is he still there? I don't know. Michael Pena. They've been donating their money to a worthless cause. Let's see here. But if one of us is actually getting ripped off, we would make a point to cut them off. Those guys did not do it. And it's sad, really. They're really being used. And now Leah Remedy realizes that she gave her money to a worthless cause now. She realizes that now. And I mean, I did that at one time. I had guys claiming that they loved me when in fact they wanted my money. And this is what on the dating site. So we have to be careful when we go on there because they can easily take you for a ride. So, yeah, I made it a point to cut those guys off. They've been paying Scientology anywhere between 30 to 35 years. They actually believe that they're helping everybody and their money is going to a worthy cause. No, it isn't. And Tom Cruise's money is going towards supporting slave labor. And when Fran Drescher was asking their biggest stars in Hollywood to participate in protests, Tom Cruise did not want to go. He wanted the money, I bet you, so he can give it to Scientology. He was protecting the box office. Yeah, well, I think he just wanted to give whatever portions he has and take 1% of that money that he makes and give it to the slave labor, the cult of Scientology. So, yeah, he's giving it to a worthless cause. So is Jenna Elfman. So is Michael Pena. Danny Masterson, I bet you, even before he actually went to prison. Keep your fingers crossed and hope he doesn't get an appeal. The last appeal, they turned him down flat. It's unbelievable. Okay. Now we're going to, all right, check this out. We're going to move this aside. And then I'm going to put the next potatoes in there. And then we'll be almost done. So we're going to pack this with a fork. And now, do I feel sorry for those celebrities? A little bit, but if they go off on other people, then yeah, I'm not going to feel sorry for them. Now, I'm trying to feel sorry for Tom Cruise, and I have a hard time buying that he's a since he's yelling at his crew, treating his household staff like crap by giving them crappy pay. Actually, Scientology giving them crappy pay, and Tom Cruise doesn't give them anything. He puts them up, yes, but he doesn't pay them. Scientology gives them the $47. What they're doing, they're not volunteering. What they're doing is slave labor. And guess what? Scientology, OSA, and David Miscavige owe those people money. It's just real sad. And earlier I mentioned that Christian faiths have been using Scientology's Fort Harrison Hotel for free. They offered them for free. They took it. Now, and they continue to go there. And use those and use those people as slave labor. I don't think they realize that those people are working slave labor. The Christian churches actually use that banquet rooms, and Scientology's letting them have it free of charge, not from the other kindness of the heart, because it just gives them attention. It's PA, publicity. So what am I going to do about it? I'm going to talk to my own minister, tell him about it if he knows anyone down there. And hopefully, once I tell them, now, I am trying harder. Maybe if I go to the next one, I'm still waiting on that phone call from that other thing. I'm not going to say what it is, because I don't want Scientology jump into the next person. All righty. Yeah, it just mushed up a bit. So I think this one's close to done. I think this is the most, yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's working out for that one. These worked out a little bit. Now, can you use a knife to actually cut it up? No, you can just use your fork and just eat it like that. Whew, wow. And am I going to eat it today? No. Today I am going to have think I might have I had the cabbage patties earlier, but before I actually cooked it, I thought it was going to turn out to be pancake cabbage, but it turned out to be cabbage burgers. It really looked more like a burger than a cabbage pancake, but it turned out so great. I had it as a sandwich 2 days in a row, so it was great. Okay. All right. Okay, this is done. Is this done? All right. Okay. Turn this up to 6.5. Hopefully it doesn't burn. So it's, yeah. I actually love being an artist in theater, television, movies. But when it all slowed down, I didn't have anything coming in. I have a good resume. It is good. But everything slowed down. And then all of a sudden, when I was 35, I went back to school. It was just an incredible experience. I graduated with a diploma. And I get to go and work on behind the scenes, whether it's a stage manager or production assistant. But I'm still fearing that somebody is going to make me lose my job, and I just didn't want that to happen. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to see what I'm going to do. So all of a sudden, one day I'm like, well, since I learned how to write, I'll just write a book. So I wrote that, and what is it called? I am not going to tell. And it is looking up, and one of them actually loved the idea of what I wrote, but that person said it wasn't for them. I respected it. So it's looking up. And now once I get published, I am definitely going to do something else for the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. And I would like to actually maybe have a recipe book. So how am I going to do it? I have to weigh off because I'm not in any position to help anybody because I'm low income and I'm doing the best I could. Alrighty, it's done. Now I'm going to put more in, and it's almost done. Should I put more? Well, shouldn't I put more in there? Yeah, let me do that. Okay, there. So I'm just going to put more spray on it. Okay. Now, spray it away from the oven. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to put the last scoop in there and then see what I can get out of the other ones. All right, now I'm going to turn this down. All right, because I don't want, okay. I'm going to put it on 5. Okay. Now I'm going to pat it down. Is it going to burn? Oh, geez, yes, it's smoking, but hopefully I'll turn it over before it burns. Now, is the SP chef and Jenna Miscavige looking and saying, so why is she smoking? Yeah, I would say, okay, I understand. But yeah, I did turn it on a little high, but then I turned it down once it looked like it was smoking up. So I turned it down to 5. But it's really something. It's great. So, all right. So now I'm going to put the rest in here. Rest of the mashed potatoes in here. Okay, but if you have leftover mashed potatoes, you can use it. And I'm sorry I bored you to death when I started running out of subjects to talk about. Okay. Now, Monday, I'm going to try and have my next story done. Okay. And then I will bring it to you Monday because it looks like I have enough time to finish it. If not, I'll let you know. I am just so easily distracted. So I'm happy my brother gave me this thing. All right. So now it looks like it's time to flip it over before it completely burns. Yep. I flipped it over before it burned. But it's salvageable. Now it looks like there's 7 servings. So that's what I counted. Now, what? Let's see. Now, let me see. Now, what do you think about Jenna's grandfather, almost getting hurt by his son actually telling him to let his own dad just die? Do you think it's horrible, or hey, of course it's horrible? You know what? Tell me in the comments below. I am just getting a big kick out of telling people, you know what? Tell me what you think. Now in the future, of course, one of you wanted me to make cabbage soup. Now, I am looking into an Armenian recipe that has cabbage, eggplant, and zucchini in a soup. So I'm trying to look for that. One of you wanted baklava and green grass wanted baklava. One of your other ones wanted cabbage soup. So just put it all at the comments below and I will look at them later because I managed to find all the comments. So I do have, oh boy, let's see here. Okay, it's done. That's done. So that's 6, and now this is the 7th. Okay. This is number 7. So it's 7 servings. Okay. All right, that should do it. It's, or 6.5 servings. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Next time, everybody, I'll definitely remember to put on the live chat. I am so sorry, but I did put public 10 minutes before I went live. I thought I got it right, but no, I was supposed to turn on the live. So, all right, that should do it. I'm going to let that cook, and then we're going to call it close. So, wait till that's finished. So, don't be shy in tell me what you want me to cook. Go ahead. But remember, this is a vegan and vegetarian kitchen, so I'm not going to make chicken, fish, or steak unless it's vegan. So just let me know what you want me to actually make. And of course, come April, I'll be baking all month long for Easter. And what am I going to end up making first? You know what? I think I would say kita, which is an Armenian shortbread. So maybe I'll make some and just send it to the Clearwater crew. Or maybe to Laura FM and the rest of the crew down there. And let me see. Yeah, I bet the Clearwater crew is going to love my stuff. So I'm going to send some of my things to them. And so don't be shy. You can just tell me what you want me to cook, and I'll definitely get to the comments. So I am trying to look for the cabbage recipe. I'm definitely going to make the baklava. Yeah. It looks like it's 6.5 servings of the potato pancake. So, all right. I was going to make the baklava back in Thanksgiving. I'm not Thanksgiving. Christmas, but my internet connection just went out on me, and I just couldn't. Make it on live. I actually wanted to make peppermint bark ice cream, which I did because I didn't want the peppermint bark to dry out when I gave it to my hairdresser. Oh, I gotta get my hair cut out. Yeah. So. Okay. So, it's almost done. I'm sorry you guys started getting bored, but at the end, I say it went very well. I mean, I got a couple of stories off today. I got another recipe off. And this weekend, I will be making manakani with the tofu and spinach. So it's going to be so good. So, ooh, yes. Okay, my banana bread. I think it might be done. So let me get my... So I'm going to use this for the occasion. And it's getting close to spring. And it was daylight saving times, I think 2 weeks ago. All right. And it really swelled up, even though it was vegan. So let me check it. Is it done? Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, it is. Came out clean. Yeah, it did. It's done. So that goes off. And it just looks so incredible. Here it is. And it really swolled up. And guess what? There's no mix in there. Okay. Now we're going to flip this over. There, now it's done. All right. So now, okay. Now I'm going to get my clipboard together and I'm going to get it to you very soon. So I would say hit the like, press subscribe, and I'm going to see you again tomorrow. So keep hitting that like, everybody. Press that subscribe button and ring that bell. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, there it is.